Another EGOT I have to be a little bit shady about. Audrey Hepburn. Absolutely not, bitch.
Gardens of the World with Audrey Hepburn.
She said, look at a hydrangea. Isn't it pretty? Emmy for me. On Monday, news broke that beloved and revered actor James Earl Jones has died at the age of 93. During his lifetime, James won 3 Tonys, 2 Primetime Emmys, a Grammy, and an honorary Oscar, making him one of the handful of people to earn an EGOT with an asterisk. A club that's only gotten bigger just this past week because Pasek and Paul, the La La Land writers, the Dear Evan Hansen writers, scored an Emmy for a song from Only Murders in the Building, which is both a kind of cute musical theater song and also, if you ask me, fucking annoying, which I believe was the point of the song. But lyrically, I think it's qualified alone. And it has like a nice, fun cadence that it's appropriate for that season of Only Murders in the Building.
I told Benj once that my favorite work of his was from Lao Lao Crocodile.
From the Shawn Mendes cinematic canon, I remember.
Yes. I don't know if I actually meant it, but I think I meant it in the moment. I said it to annoy him. I said it to annoy him because he made fun of the outfit that I wore to a Tony's party. He said, "You're a little casual." And I said, "All right, we can talk about Lao Lao Crocodile if you want."
Also, I have to say, I know that only one of them is gay, and it's Benj, right?
Yes.
Here's the thing. When they take pictures, you think it's the other one. That's not true.
Yeah.
It's Benj Pasek. I also have already called him an EGOT with 2 T's because he's Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, and Tinder, where I have seen him routinely. So we need that representation. Good for him, etc. Okay, before we get into EGOTs, let's circle back to James Earl Jones. Okay, I'm going to start with this. If you've not
Icon.
Oh, please, vocally alone. If he said hello to you from 3 rooms down, you would know it was him, and you would be able to identify all the roles by which he is associated, from everything from Darth Vader to The Lion King to being the voice of CNN. Talk about gravitas. If you haven't seen the movie The Great White Hope, which is from 1970, which is inspired by the story of the boxer Jack Johnson. It takes place around World War I. And it's inspired by his story. He, as he became a celebrity, was with a white woman who was played by Jane Alexander in the movie. And it's basically about the tumult that causes, how it gets him thrown in jail, how he has to eventually throw a boxing match so that his prison sentence might be lessened. It's very confusing in the abstract. This man, I mean, like, he opens his mouth and you just think, put him in Shakespeare now. Like, this man could not be anywhere but the stage and movies, and the conviction he brings to this movie is unbelievable. It is a very bracing and bleak movie, and I really think everybody should see it. By the way, it's 100 minutes. It's so well done, and Jane Alexander is such an underrated fucking actress. I've brought up this movie before. She was later nominated for an Oscar for a movie called Testament, which takes place in a suburb, and it's about if the nuclear apocalypse happened, the 3 days later, like, what happens, and as people slowly start dying, etc. You'd be surprised how much this movie reminds you of COVID, is all I'm saying. But she's a fabulous actress. She was eventually the head of the National Endowment for the Arts in the 90s. But James Earl Jones, a second to none actor. I was watching this movie and thinking, this could be nobody else but him. There was no second place for this role. He's like a genre of acting unto himself.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of method acting as well, because he was married to a white woman in real life. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about them videos that came out this week.
Of?
Let's just say that certain black straight men from the civil rights era viewed marrying white women as sort of liberation and civil rights movement, and they did not have a lot of nice things to say about black women.
Oh, I see. That sounds tough.
Very much like when Eartha Kitt said that Harry Belafonte was like, they never dated because he said a black woman can never do anything for me.
Harry Belafonte said that into a microphone?
To her!
What?
To Eartha Kitt! No,
Day-o, bitch.
Kitt. She recounted it. She recounted the story about why she hated him.
Oh, God. Well, also, let's talk about quotable people. Eartha Kitt, look that up. She had a lot to say.
Yes, but there were some recent old interviews, some from, I believe, the 70s, and then some even later in life, where he just specifically talks about how black women and anger, and I don't know. He had a lot going on, but he was a great actor.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
And of course,
he just didn't love the sisters, unless he's playing opposite them in Claudine.
Love that movie. Oh my God,
it's a great movie. Great fucking movie.
Diane Carroll, 1974.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
a classic. I think we talked about that when Diane Carroll died. But if you haven't seen that, see it. I've long wanted to remake the film Soul Man, which he is in.
Oh, Soul Man. My God. A thrill. It's been a minute. Yes, anyway, moving on now to EGOTs and what's happening with them. It does feel like we're verging on having too many EGOT winners at this point. And I don't mean that as shade to the people. Yeah, and I don't mean that as shade to the people who are getting them. It's just, I think the reason we revered it and became this sort of cultural institution is because there were like 15 of them. And now when it's moving into, we're getting into like 30 something, I don't know, I get a little worried. But this to me is a very legitimate EGOT win, because these are people who have written, it's not just that they did one project that trickled into 5 other, it's not like when you do an Oscar-winning project and then somehow that same project becomes a Tony-winning musical and that somehow becomes an Emmy-winning something. I mean, La La Land, Dear Evan Hansen, Only Murders in the Building have nothing to do with each other. So that is fabulous that they've scored on all those fronts.
Well, they're all rousing.
Rib ticklers. Yes.
Yeah, there are a lot of fake EGOTs out there. I think that you and I have said before that we only support competitive EGOTs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I can't. I mean, I'm sorry, Barbra Streisand, you're not an EGOT. That's just the way of the world. You lost the 2
Whoopi.
Tonys. That's it. Yeah. Whoopi is an interesting situation because she has the daytime Emmy for The View, and then she produced a Tony-winning musical, Thoroughly Modern Millie.
That show, that's my girl.
Yeah, right.
Millie is my Millie Dillmound is my girl. Okay.
No, are you
also,
talking specifically Sutton Foster or original recipe Mary Tyler Moore in the movie?
Well, I'm not talking about Mary, even though I love her. Okay, I mean nobody throws a hat like my sis.
Right, you're from Wisconsin, but Minneapolis counts as your neighbor. Okay, yes.
My good sis, Mary Tyler Moore. But no, I mean Sutton Foster is spectacular in that musical. I think it actually is my favorite musical. I listen to it constantly, and I would love a revival. There's a bunch of racist shit in it against Asian people, so I don't know if we'll ever see that. Although there was supposed to be a revival right before COVID hit, starring Ashley Park.
Ooh,
and it was supposed to, I think, fix a lot of the racist stuff in it. And with an Asian lead, obviously.
Right.
But I don't know. I just was thinking about Thoroughly Modern Millie because Rachel Ziegler just did a fantastic performance of Gimme Gimme at some live show somewhere. It was just online.
Oh, so. I just saw that too, and I almost didn't even know it was her she was giving so much. Not that she's not an unimportant actress or whatever, but she's particularly giving in this performance. Now, here's the thing. Elton John also just got an EGOT recently, and yet I am fucking dead pissed at this man right now. Do you know why?
Oh. No. Did he cancel a show?
No, he still is giving farewell tours, so don't even begin to pretend he's canceling shows. Second of all, no. Somebody asked him what he thought of Donald Trump invoking the name Rocket Man to describe Kim Jong-un, and he said, I thought it was so funny. Donald's been a fan of mine for years. It was the most brain-dead thing I've ever heard him say. I do not think of Elton John as stupid. It felt really not just tone-deaf, like, what planet are you on? What
he's
rocket
cheeky.
Are you riding? Yes. You think he's being cheeky? Yeah.
Maybe he was being cheeky.
I hope that's the case. Again, it was a very edited down clip. Like, it was just, the 20 seconds of him answering the question. So if there was something else said, I totally missed it.
Wow, speaking of non-competitive EGOTs, Harry Belafonte has one.
Right. And he's basically a liar. Non-competitive EGOTs, they're liars. They're just, I don't trust them.
An EGOT can do nothing for him.
Quincy Jones, somehow a non-competitive. I guess he never did win the Oscar. I mean, honorarily. Yeah. That's tough for me too. Viola Davis, a great EGOT winner. Even though 2 of them are Fences, she has the Oscar for Fences. She also, though, has the Tony for King Hedley II. So I like the symmetry of, actually did two different August Wilson things. Another EGOT I have to be a little bit shady about, Audrey Hepburn. The last thing she got an Emmy for, that was the last award she got, was her walking through some fucking gardens or something and telling you to look at flowers, and that became an Emmy-winning thing for her. Absolutely not, bitch. Your brain was on a Roman holiday when you got an award for that. Absolutely not.
Gardens of the World with Audrey Hepburn.
She said, look at a hydrangea. Isn't it pretty? Emmy for me.
You know, I would say also, now this is my girl.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Miss Rita.
No, Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, Jennifer. Well, there's some problems here. Yeah, it's a little problematic.
Okay. First of all, it should be in non-competitive. It's not in non-competitive on Wikipedia. Ma'am, she won her Tony for producing A Strange Loop.
Which I believe means you were on an email chain. I don't understand. You're telling me she was making decisions there? It's hundreds of people. Ira and I both know people casually, and I say this with love to them, because we actually do know these people who have Tonys, and they are frauds. I mean, I am just not getting any evidence that they did a fucking thing besides show up and throw 20 grand at it.
Yeah, I mean, I do know a lot of producers who are actually, on the they're chasing pavements like Adele.
Yeah.
Okay, so they deserve it. But not everybody.
No.
Baby. Not everybody. Also, I got a bone to pick with Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, go ahead.
Actually, more so a bone to pick with New Line Cinemas. Do you recall when I was writing a Christmas movie for Jennifer Hudson?
I sure do.
And then it never got made.
Right.
But now, it was supposed to be her first Christmas album because it was going to be the soundtrack for the movie. And now she has a Christmas album coming out in October. But it's not attached to it? A movie.
I believe Matt Rogers told me when he was maybe on her show or something that, because he was doing something Christmassy at the time. She said, should I do a Christmas album? And should it be red and green Christmas or white Christmas? As if those are two different brands of Christmas you could put an album out. And I've never thought of it that way before. But that's so true. Like, one is like very classic and, one is sort of like Jingle Bells chill. And the other one is more like austere, snowy Christmas. She really put a thought in my head with that one. I was going to say something shady about Rita Moreno. Now, I enjoy her. Her Emmy win is for a guest appearance on The Muppet Show. Now, that's probably one of the cooler, guest appearances you can do. But you just squeaked in there, as far as I'm concerned. It's just like, because what's happening competitively in that category on any given year? Probably not that much.
It's not like she was up against Gaga's Muppet.
Oh, my God, remember that?
Which, by the way, she should have won an Oscar for that one.
Yeah.
She was giving more than Jim Henson ever could have imagined would happen.
Speaking of which, by the way, speaking of Muppet-like theatrics and Lady Gaga, can you believe that this Joker movie apparently fucking sucks?
Yes.
Yes. I don't mean to say I like the first Joker at all, but I felt like all the ingredients going into this, that did not seem like a total possibility to me. We'll see what happens with her this Oscar season. Actually, I'm so sorry that I was shady to Rita Moreno. I really should have been shady to Helen motherfucking Hayes, the First Lady of the American Theater, and I'll tell you why. Her competitive Grammy, are you ready for this? She read an audiobook. It's called like Great American Documents. This woman literally read the Constitution and then got a Grammy for it. What? That's not a song, nor is it anything.
Seems like a lot of Americans should listen to it.
Why are you a character at a town hall meeting in 1950? Why are you in The Music Man?
You know what? Just a little tidbit for our listeners who are considering getting my book. I will be recording the audiobook. And I will be submitting myself for a Grammy.
Oh, my God. I cannot wait. God, I hope you're not up against anyone important. Jeremy Irons, this is your year to get that fucking audiobook Grammy. That's all I'm saying.
Judge Ketanji Brown,
yeah,
it's over, okay?
Oh, my God, I love coming for Ketanji Brown.
We have the same editor.
Oh, really? Oh, weird.
Her book just came out, and my editor is also doing Serena's memoir, and I'm like, I could take them on.
And take them on what? Ketamine? What do you mean?
My inspiration for my audiobook, by the way, will be very Mariah Carey's audiobook. Okay?
Asides with runs?
Asides, just going off into things that aren't even in the print book. I mean, that is the top tier of Grammy.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, that is the top tier of audiobooks. Did she win for that?
No, I don't. No. She has enough Grammys, though. I'm not concerned about that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think in my opinion, the greatest EGOT winner of all, Mike Nichols. Such a diabolical force in the theater, and then in movies, and then of course the Angels in America. He knew no bounds, and everybody loved working with him too. In fact, he was so beloved, he has to be gay. I don't care what Elaine May says.
You know what? I have not actually seen or listened to An Evening with Mike Nichols and Elaine May.
That would probably be a delightful listen. Yes, I love their old comedy bits. They really hold up on YouTube.
He is truly just one of my favorite directors.
Again, he's one of those Ang Lee people where none of these movies have anything in common other than amazing performances, and somehow you are the guiding force of everything between Working Girl and Silkwood and Wolf and Angels in America and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and The Graduate. I mean, there's just no carnal knowledge. None of these have anything to do with each other.
People with varying taste.
A lot. I couldn't be me. You know, it's game shows and, gay men. That's it.
What's the criterion closet for game shows? Vanna's closet?
I gotta say, I think it's just my friend Mandel's house. Yeah. You can just, he'll pull down like an original, like $5,000 wedge from Wheel of Fortune. You're like, oh, that's where it went.
Well, also to close out EGOT, I will let you know that the G in EGOT stands for Grammy, and it does not stand for CMA Awards. So Beyonce not being nominated for CMA Award, I'm pretty sure she expected that. Also, who gives a fuck about the CMAs?
They have not crossed my mind one time. And I am sorry to say this because I know he's like a beloved entertainer at this point. If you think Morgan Wallen is a more like important country or figure in music, what is wrong with you? That song with Post Malone, which I think is, by the way, a pretty good album, that Post Malone album.
Oh, it is good.
Yeah. That song, though, no dice, bitch. I think it sucks.
Also, somehow the song of the summer, thanks to my streams mostly. But
no, you're one of those? How are you this person?
I had some help. That
bitch,
chorus is rollicking.
He didn't have enough help. Oh, my God. Please, get us 911.
I was toe tapping in the bathroom, okay? Got arrested at the airport because
oh my God, Larry Craig reference. Wow, deep. Take me back to Kathy Griffin, My Life on the D List.
Larry Craig happened a bit too early because right now he would probably be on like a reality show. Like he'd be on Traders or something.
Oh yeah. Well, I here's hoping. God, I know he had a lot to deliver the community. I'm not just talking about handies.
Anyway, yes, the CMAs mean nothing. The last time I cared about the CMAs was when Beyonce performed with the Chicks, obviously. Yes. And I found out that the only black woman who's won a CMA is Tracy Chapman.
Oh, because of a song that was not country that she wrote 35 years before that Luke Combs picked
Fast
up.
Car.
Yes, exactly.
Luke Combs, a white country singer covering it, won a CMA, and so she won a CMA because she wrote it.
Ugh.
Insane.
Now, I work in the market as a checkout girl, and I'm pissed. Sorry, that's my Fast Car reference for you.